Live with CDP, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast live on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, and Anchor FM. Now here's your host, Chris Palme.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Live with CDP podcast on this Thursday, June 30th, 2022, here at 5 o'clock tonight. This is season 4, episode 2, and my guest tonight is going to be Shonna Brown, and this will be Shonna's second time coming on here tonight. So just bear with me, guys. I'm just waiting for Shonna to come on. Shonna Brown is a singer, songwriter, model, actress at Sony Music Entertainment, and so Shonna is also the host of her own talk show, Talk with Shonna, on the Fired Up Network as well. You guys can check her out on Twitter at Shonna Brown. So looking forward to speaking to Shonna tonight about her latest song she's created, and I'll wait for her to come on to share it with you guys. But I'm looking forward to speaking to her. And guys, tomorrow night I have 2 more podcasts on Friday, July 1st, Canada Day here in Canada. Tomorrow, for Friday at 9 a.m., I have Matt Derry on from 92.3 The Fan in Cleveland, and he's also the host of Locked On Lions podcast for the Detroit Lions, and also the host of the Pistons pod as well. So we're going to talk some Detroit sports with Matt Derry tomorrow. And then at 1 o'clock, Freddie Zomaya, the head coach of the Toledo Glass City of the TBL, the basketball league, will come on and talk about the Glass City and also the TBL finals between the Shreveport Mavericks and the Albany Platoons as well. So just bear with me, guys. My guest Shonna is just coming on right now, and we're going to talk a little bit of music with her and in her talk show that's on the Fired Up Network. Just 1 second. Hey, good evening, Shonna. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I survived my 50th birthday yesterday.
Oh, it's always a good thing to hear, right?
Yes.
Does that mean you had a lot of fun and you're happy you survived it? Is that what you're saying?
I got through the day. I did have one beer. at the end of the night, but it was a quiet birthday. But you know what? I made it to 50. Not a lot of people make it to 50, so.
That's amazing. Congrats and happy belated birthday. I did wish you happy birthday yesterday, but
Yes.
Happy belated.
Thank you so much. I'm only 4 years older than the CN Tower.
Oh my goodness.
The CN Tower turned 46 on June 26, 1976.
Oh, I did not know that. That's amazing. We should have a few drinks maybe in the top restaurant for your birthday. Maybe next time, you and I. That'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah, deal. I haven't been up the CN Tower since 1978.
Oh my goodness. I haven't been up there in the longest time either. At least 15 years, something like that.
Yes, I would say it was, I think it was the fall of 78. I was in grade 1 and we went up the observation deck. And I remember, like, oh my God, the heights and stuff like that. It was an amazing experience, but it was like, wow. I just couldn't imagine doing that sky edge walk. I've been watching that on YouTube lately, the edge walk. And these people, I got to give them credit because that's 1,100 feet, over 1,100 feet, you're up in the air.
Yeah, I know. I'm contemplating it, but I think when I get up there, I might change my mind. I might be like, maybe that wasn't a good idea. But I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. But it's exciting.
It does look safe. I haven't read anything where somebody's died from it or their support has broken. So it does look totally legit, but I don't know. I have to admit, there's a certain level of heights I'm okay with. And then after that, it's like, it's one thing to be on the observation deck of the CN Tower, but to be outside and on the side of the building where there's no guard railings or anything, it's just like you're relying on their straps to keep you in from falling over.
Yes. I mean, you know the swing ride that's at Canada's Wonderland. It's kind of like a bungee. It's a bungee jump sort of swing. My sister and I did this many years ago, and I basically asked them if they could let me down halfway up, and they're like, "No, we won't give you a refund." And I guess that was my reasoning of staying. My sister pulled the cord, and that was tough. So I can just imagine being up that high and that close to the side and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, like I have gone up the Sears Tower in Chicago, the top of the Rock in New York, but when I went up those buildings, I was never close to the edge where I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. I always made sure I could see the city and the view, but I wasn't
Yes.
too close to the ledge. So
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I would be up there, to be honest with you. But
yeah,
hey, we'll see, I guess. You and I,
yeah,
we have a meeting now with drinks in the restaurant.
def,
Maybe after we have a few, we might have a little bit more courage. How's that sound?
def, definitely. I just don't know if I could do the edge walk.
Yeah, I
it
know.
It looks like fun, but like I said, I had to go up to a press boxing arena in Hamilton a couple weeks ago to do a game, and it's a catwalk, and it's 400 feet up in the air. And I'm like, "Is there a backup way?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, take me." Okay, it involved a lot of stairs and huffing and puffing. I need to get into shape, by the way. And
Oh,
a lot of the Hamilton media guys didn't even know about the backup way to the press box up at the First Ontario Center because I just didn't feel safe going up the catwalk. Just there's certain levels of height where I'm like, oh my god.
yeah.
So
No, I know. Heights, like a certain point, it's kind of like,
yeah,
whoa, this is a lot, you know?
yes.
So I don't blame you there. I don't blame you there.
It's like when I go to amusement parks, I stick to the water rides. I'm the water guy. I'm not into the big roller coasters or going up 300 feet, 400 feet up in the air and then upside down. So I'd rather stick to the more safe water rides.
You know what really scares me is the wooden rides when they shake and you feel like they're not going to stay together. Those
Yeah,
ones scare me. Those are the ones like I could go on any other ride, say at Canada's Wonderland,
yeah,
the metal ones,
yeah.
but the wooden ones are where I get scared because I'm like, this does not feel like it's going to stay together. You
Do you ever,
know?
do you remember the old wooden flyer at the C&E grounds?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Most of the rides at the CNE, I'm sorry, but a lot of them you feel like you're going to fall out. There's
Yeah,
one where you go upside down, it's a circle. You go, yeah, that one
yeah.
I went on with a friend and I felt like I was going to fall out. And I'm like, never again, never again. But yeah, those ones are that's the scary part. It's not the ride itself that's scary. It's the fact that you feel like you're going to fall out. That's the scary part, you know? So I get you, but I'm looking forward to going to the CNE this year. I really am. I'm glad that it's open. I'm going to take my daughter. She's never been. I think it's just going to be a great, great thing.
Yeah, because it's been closed since 2019, 2020, 2021. So this will be the first time in 3 years.
Yeah, I know. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. I really do think so. So we'll make sure to go.
And I'm definitely going to try to go down to a couple Argonaut games because I'm friends with their media guy, Chris and Mike Hogan. So they told me you want to go to an Argos game, let us know and we'll get you a media pass. And what I do is take the GO train, drive from Guelph to Burlington, take the GO train from Aldershot, go right to the exhibition grounds, and boom, voila, don't have to worry about parking, don't have to worry about spending gas getting down there and the stress
Perfect.
of driving.
Perfect. Yeah, you should definitely go check that out. Why not? That'd be a great time.
So
Go
I'm
for it.
gonna, and one of the games I'm gonna try to do in August during the CNE because I haven't really been to the CNE since I was a kid back in the '80s.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm
It's
sure everyone's going to be really excited because it's been closed for so long and we don't really know, I think at this point, what they're going to have, if they're going to have some sort of special. I mean, I know they had like the zip line one year and they had a lot of different things. So I'd be excited to see what they do have this year. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
definitely, and like I said, the last couple months I've been trying to do it as much as I can because we had 2 years where we couldn't do much with this pandemic.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people are thinking the same thing too. I think a lot of people just want to get out there and enjoy themselves and make up for lost time. And yeah, sounds like a plan for sure.
And I was gonna say thank you for coming on my podcast for a second time. This is like my 167th episode now.
Amazing. Amazing. I am so happy to be on again. You're a good friend. You're doing a really good thing with the show. I am honored to be here again to hang out with you and talk. Of course, I'm so happy. And after your birthday too. I mean, like that's perfect, right?
Definitely,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So, hey, I was gonna say, I'm gonna leave with a question. Can you just tell
Yeah.
my audience here in Guelph, what have you been up to with your latest signal? I've got my eye on you, coming out on August 5th with Chalk Claire, I believe.
Yeah. Well, actually, the song isn't called "I Got My Eye on You." It's actually called
Okay.
"Fresh Start," featuring.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying in one of the ads that I just posted
Okay.
about me just saying I've got August 5th, my eye on August 5th, because that's the day it drops.
Okay.
And the song's Fresh Start featuring Choclair. I've been talking about it for a bit. It is ready to come out. We just shot the music video. It's going to be dropping as on the same day. And I'm just really, really excited about it. It's exciting. So yeah, a lot of things have been happening the last few years, and I'm in the studio working on new material all the time, and I have more singles to come, and I'll have to come on again and let you know about those singles too. I would love that. I'd love that.
How long did this song take for, like, did you guys both write the song together, or did you write it and he's performing with you?
Well, what ended up happening is during COVID, we couldn't really record together because we just weren't in the same area. It was really difficult. And he's a bit far away from me too. So what I did is I ended up writing the song. And I had this part in the middle where I was going, I'm hearing something here. I'm hearing rap. I'm hearing something here. And I'm like, you know what? I bet you Choclair would be absolutely perfect for this. And so I showed him the song after it had been done. I had written all of the vocals and melody and everything like that. And I just said, what do you think of the song? Do you want to be on this? I think it'd be perfect for you. And he heard it and he really liked it. And then so he did his thing over top as well. And we went back and forth that way because it was COVID and it was a little bit hard for us to get together. And when he sent me back the stuff that he had done, I was like, oh my gosh, this is totally perfect. I knew this was going to work. And it just ended up working out perfectly. It was funny because Paul Napash, who is the producer on this song, we put the song down during COVID and we listened to it and it was good, but we wanted to sort of take it into another studio and really refine it. Because we put it down in like an hour or two one day, and we're like, we really want to take this a little bit further. So Paul Napash is the one who produced it, but then I took it to Mike DeFeria of Blacktail Recordings, and he's the one that actually engineered it and took it to another level. And so it's a mix of all those people together making the song happen, and then of course Choclair on top of that. And now it's finished and it's in its best state and it's ready to be released. And so we're really, really excited about that.
I was gonna say, is it so? It's kind of a hop hip song, then, I guess.
It's got a little bit of a hip hop flavor to it. I still would like to say it is pop, but it's got essences of hip hop in it, of course. And Choclair's in there. So, I mean, come on, he's like a hip hop legend. So it's impossible for it not to have that flavor. So I would say it's somewhere between pop and with a little hint of hip hop, which of
Okay.
course I love. And I'm a music lover. So all those genres are very interesting and fun for me to do.
What was the time frame for this? I guess it took a little while extra with the pandemic to get this done, eh?
It did, yeah. And then, we kept I continued on and I was doing other songs because I'm doing a full album right now. And it's just the way it ended up happening is I had it sort of done already, but then we're like, well, let's go back into the studio. So there was a big break in between where I could get into the studio and I was doing other songs. And so we thought it was done, but then we're like, no, we can take this to a different level. And so, it was over a span of a year, I would say, that it came together, but it really didn't take that long to do. It was just the timing of it all and getting it all together. It was just like putting the pieces of the puzzle together to make it happen. And the pandemic did kind of make it a little difficult to get together and do it, but we managed and we made it happen. And so I'm really happy that my good friend Choclair is on this track as well. And we know each other well enough. We've done some things together before. So we know that if we send it back to each other, we can understand what we're talking about without us being in the same room. So it ended up working out well that way.
Okay. To be honest, I don't know a lot about hip hop and Choclair, but I was watching your podcast, not podcast show. Joe will kill me for saying the word podcast. I was watching your show. I was watching your show last night, and he seemed like a really good guy, and it was a really good guest you had on and stuff like that. And I guess he's been quite successful in it, and that's great. And I was going to ask you, I can't remember. I forgot what I was going to ask you.
He is amazing. I'll first tell you this. He basically put hip hop on the map. He put Toronto, T-Dot. I mean, he's one of the first people that put T-Dot on the map for hip hop. nobody even knew any Canadian hip hop artists at that point. And so, I mean, he's a 4-time Junior Award winner. You know, he worked with Cardinal Official. He signed to Virgin Records. I mean, there's just so many things that he's done. And I always really appreciated him and liked him a lot and wanted to work with him. And it just ended up happening that we crossed paths and it ended up working out. But yeah, he's doing a lot of really great things. And on my show, I was talking about he has this Made to Move Mountains that he's doing right now, which is for the homeless and for mental health that he's doing. It's a really great cause. And so I've talked to him a lot about that on my show, which is called Talk with Shonna on the Fired Up Network. I have my own show there and I interview different people in the music industry and talk about a lot of different other topics as well. And yeah, I've had him on the show and we're looking to do some more tracks together. And yeah, he's definitely a hip hop legend. That's for sure.
Okay, well, I need to read up more on him and stuff. And like I said,
Yeah.
I like uptight, not uptight, but upbeat music and stuff like that. And I kind of like music from the late '60s, '70s, and '80s and stuff like that. And music that's upbeat and positive.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think you will find that there is a lot of positivity in this song. We're talking about a fresh start. It's a very positive thing. It's talking about new beginnings after going through a lot of hardships and just
I can relate to that. I can't
yeah.
say much. I can't say a lot, but the word "new beginnings."
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, at any time and any age in your life, you can start again. You can have a fresh start at any age, at any time. There's no limitations to that, and there's always a chance for you to change directions in your life at any time. And you don't have to feel like there's an expiry date for that because there really isn't. And so that's sort of the message I'm getting across that me and both Claire and I are getting across in this song, is that you can change your path at any time in your life, and there's always room for a fresh start, and to embrace it.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if you're 15 or you're 50. And what I'm doing with this podcast has changed my life. And it's led me to Rogers TV. It's led me to doing my own media freelance work. And I'm working with people that are in their 20s, people that are in their 60s. And I love this. And I just have to keep working away at it. I have some naysayers and doubters because they say, "Oh, you're not getting the money." But the thing is, right now, is I'm getting experience, and I'm learning the industry as we speak now, and that's just as valuable as the money. Don't get me wrong, the money's important, but to get into
Yes,
any kind of career, you have to pay your dues and you have to get experience.
absolutely. And also you never know what the next opportunity is going to bring for you. So it's like if you limit yourself to being paid for what you're doing, well, you're really limiting a lot of connections that could bring that to you later. I think if you're not focusing on actually the money and you're focusing on doing something that you love, and putting everything that you have into that and succeeding in that, the money comes. It just does. It naturally will come. And so I just don't think people should limit themselves that way. There's a lot of different ways you can gain uh, from experiences and from doing certain things, and the money isn't always all of it. The experience and what you're doing can be worth more than money, really.
To be to be
Yeah.
honest, I love doing this. I love being in Buffalo last week for baseball games. They took care of me. They let me go on the field with the players. I got to talk to do live interviews. They fed me. They treated me like one of their own, and they made me, like I said, it made me do my. I wrote a digital story called a blog, and it makes me take even more pride in doing digital writing now too.
Absolutely. I mean, you're on your 167th episode. That is amazing. That's great. I'm really proud of what you're doing and I want you to continue doing it. And I'm a big supporter of doing what you feel you should be doing in life. That is
Yeah.
my main thing. And kudos to you. Keep doing it.
For too many years I put off doing stuff or I was too scared, and now it's like I'm at that age now where I'm ready for a change and I'm looking forward to it. And I've been very lucky to have great guests like yourself on. Like I said, I just go out and reach out to people, and 90% of them are pretty great in coming on. And one thing too, Sean, I've learned from this, even if somebody says they're going to come on and then they don't show up, I don't get into sour grapes or doing anything unprofessional. One thing I'm always going to remain, even if something bad happens to me on the podcast or any of my media work, remain professional at all times.
Absolutely, of course. I mean, yeah, there are things that are going to come up, and every one of those instances gives you something. You gain something from it. You learn how to deal with those kind of people or those kind of circumstances. So it's all good stuff. It's all good. Even if people don't show up, you're learning how to deal with that. You're learning all those things, how to let things just roll off your shoulders sometimes. And that's all good stuff. All
Definitely.
good stuff, for sure.
Definitely. I was going to ask you this question. Can you just tell my audience again how you ended up starting your own talk show, Talk with Shonna, and how did you end up getting involved with the Fire Up Network with Joe? How do you pronounce his last name? Pesci?
It's Joseph Pasek. I know
Pasek.
it's
Pasek,
it's a
okay.
doozy. Yeah, it's Joseph Pasek. And what ended up happening is, for fun, actually, I was with a friend of mine and we were just out, and I had just gotten this one of those new lights, the circle lights that you have for, YouTube and making TikTok videos and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, I have an idea. Let's just go out and let's just do like a live video of us eating, dinner at a restaurant, and let's just do it for fun. I was just in the mood. So I did this video and I posted it and things like that. And then about several weeks after that, I was contacted by Joe, and he introduced himself and he told me what they did, and he asked me if I would be interested in being part of the network. And I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, I would love that. I mean, I like doing this. I do it for fun, and at first I didn't really know what it was going to be about, but I started on The Blaze, which is a bunch of ladies that talk about different topics. And it's the female empowerment movement. And there's not really a whole lot of women that get prime time these days. It's really tough. Usually they get put on at 2 or 3 in the morning when no one's watching, or, that kind of thing. And so I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I did the Blaze show as a guest, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, this is really great. I'm getting really good feeling out of being a part of this group. And I really started to love it. And so I did the Blaze for quite a while. And then Joe said, well, I'd love for you to do your own show about music and all that. And you could talk about your music and you talk about other music. I think everybody wants to know about it. We don't have anyone doing that. And so then a friend of mine and I suggested, well, let's come up with the name Talk with Shonna, and let's start there. And then it all just sort of ended up happening. And then every week I have a different episode of a different artist, and I talk about other things too as well, not just music. And I really, really grew to love it, and I love doing it. And I thought, this is perfect. And I also get to meet a lot of people in the music industry, which is perfect. It's like I'm schmoozing and interviewing at the same time. And these are potential people that I could even work with for my music. So I thought, this is a really great thing. And I love it. I really love doing it. It's something I look forward to. Really is.
I was going to say, and I know Joe's been in touch with me. I just haven't been able to commit with him because I'm afraid that if I go with a network, I'm going to have to change my show and how I do things. So I don't know. I'll have to talk to Joe about it. But it's nice when somebody shows interest in your work. Obviously, he must feel that my show would be worth having on his network if with you putting him in touch with me, which I really appreciate. I guess I was just a little hesitant because I wasn't sure how much I would have to change on my show on here.
Absolutely. You know what? I can't see him wanting you to change it too much, really. I wouldn't have suggested you even getting a hold of him if I didn't think that you had what it takes to do this, and was supportive of you and what you're doing. And I also think of you as a good friend. And so I would approach Joe again and talk to him about that. I think he wouldn't have any problem with you keeping the format that you have. I'm sure you both could talk and come up with something that works for both of you. I could see that happening for sure.
Yeah,
But
because I was doing 5 podcasts a week or 5 shows a week, and that's even a lot for one person to do. So ideally, I'm trying to limit it to about 3 a week. Ideally, three is great because, like you said, as you know, I have to produce. Guest booking is like a full time job itself as well. But I'm learning all these skills on here as well.
definitely, absolutely, and it's all a learning process, and everything is exciting. You get to meet new people all the time, and it's just it's a great thing to be part of. It really is. So yeah, I mean, I could see you. You should talk to Joe again and see if you can come on. That would be great. That would be amazing.
Try it out. Now, I was going to ask you about your show. Do you do all your guest booking, or do you have somebody to assist you with that?
Well, up until this point, I've been getting all of my guests myself.
Okay.
Just it's happened organically that way, and it seems to be the topics that I'm interested or gravitate towards. I sort of know people already in, and that's how it's gone for me. Of course, I don't have as many shows under my belt as you do, but yeah, I would say most of them are just from people that I know in the industry or connections that I've made through people that I know, and that's kind of how it worked organically, which has worked out really well so far. Um, but I may want to have somebody help me out with that eventually, once things get a bit more, once I get more people and more things happening. How about
Def-
yourself? Do you do all of yours on your own, or do
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yes, I do. Yes,
Hmm,
actually,
cool.
I do. Actually, I do, and I love doing it. And it's like being in a radio station. And one of my friends from Rogers gave me a microphone, so all I had to do was buy a cable for it. So now, when I'm out and about with my smartphone, and I see somebody I want to do an interview, I can do a live interview with the microphone because it gives the audio a little better quality than the phone itself. So.
Amazing. So if you have like an idea off cuff or anything, you can just there you go. You're ready to
Yep.
go.
Yeah, and one thing about live interviews is when you do a podcast, you can write stuff down, you can have things scripted how you want to do. But when you do a live interview, you got to think on your feet and through your head. And for me, if I can do live interviews like the rest of the guys that are doing that I've liked over the years, I think that's just another skill for me too. That hey, this guy can come on live and do an interview with whoever and do a pretty good job out of it too.
Absolutely. And it really shows the passion that you have for the topic that you are discussing, because you it's not something you can just talk about and not be involved brain wise about what you're talking about. Like you have to know what's happening, and you can't really fake that, right?
Yeah.
And I find a lot of the times when you do it that way, it's almost the best way because things just come to your head and you don't feel like you're inhibited at all to sort of say things or not say things. You just sort of, it comes naturally from you and it flows really nicely. And so that's definitely a great skill to have. That's for sure.
And one thing I'm trying to do too, Shauna, is 80% of this is sports talk, but now I'm trying to branch out and do music, news people, actors, actresses. I want to be able to show people that I can be versatile as well. And I'm also trying to get as many females as males on. I want to try to have it even 50-50 and just try to make my demographics uh, good for young people or older people as well.
Absolutely. I'm all about that. I think that's a great thing. And I just think there's just so much out there. There's so much that women have to say and want to express. And that was one of the things that really attracted me to the female empowerment movement on the Fired Up Network, is the fact that it was all women on the show and it was during prime time, which doesn't happen very often. And so I was like, this is great. Like let's keep moving with this. This is a great movement happening here. And it actually went along with all the music that I've been writing too. A lot of the music I've been writing has been about those issues. I have another single coming out called Reflection. It's not out yet, and I haven't shot the video for it yet, but it's along the lines of that. You know, talking about female empowerment and talking about what feminist really is, and the fact that uh, feminism doesn't mean that she has to do everything. You know, I kind of look at feminism like we're now expected, instead of, doing the housework and the baby stuff and all of that old concept stuff of women, but now we're expected to do both of those things. We're expected to work and to have the home, and it all has to be at the same time together. And I think personally, it should be more about women having a choice about what they want to do, not meaning they have to do all of it at once. And so that's sort of what I'm talking about in that song. And once we get closer to the release date on that, I'll let you know and I can talk to you more about that. But so that was one of the things that really drew me to that show as well, being a part of that.
Okay. Now,
Mm.
your latest song, is it going to be released on a CD or is it going to be a single release?
Well, what's going to happen is it's going to be on all music platforms digitally,
Okay.
here and worldwide. But we will have physical singles, which will be printed on CD as well.
Okay.
But nowadays it's not as there's not as much of a need for it because everyone's really just doing the digital thing. But
That's true.
well, I will have singles printed, just the one song on a CD for that format as well.
Okay.
And so when I have it, I will definitely have one for you, and I will sign it for you, and I will
Okay.
give you a special one. I promise.
I still have a car that has a CD player because I noticed looking at new cars now, most of them don't have CD players in them anymore. So my car is 10 years old, so I'm one of the last ones that still have a CD player. But eventually, you're right. Eventually, the music industry is all going to be digital, probably 100% digital at some point.
It really is, and I miss that age of opening a fresh CD and
Or
looking
cassette, or
or
cassette.
cassette even. I was into the cassettes too. I was in cassettes and then of course CDs. And I just miss, opening it and having that experience of, the insert inside and the smell of the fresh printed,
Yeah.
CD or tape or whatever it was. And just that whole experience. I do really miss that era of having that experience. But I mean, the digital age is good too. There's a lot of good things about it too. But that's probably one thing that I miss the most. But yeah, I will have it. And, I might even get some vinyl printed too. Vinyl is an amazing thing.
That's coming back. It's hard
Yeah.
to believe. I never thought I'd see the day it would come back.
Oh my gosh, vinyl. I mean, you can even get like electronic dance music printed on vinyl. I mean, it's just everything on vinyl is just so cool. So I'm sure I will have some stuff on vinyl as well. I definitely will.
I still have a vinyl record from 1985, "We Are the People,"
Oh,
where
nice.
everybody got together to do a song about Africa, I think. It was in '85.
Oh,
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
We Are the World?
"We Are the World," yeah,
Oh my
on
gosh,
vinyl.
what's funny? I sang that at one of our school concerts, actually.
Wow.
I sang that like right. I don't know when it came out, when that song came out, but it was after it came out. But anyway, we ended up singing that, and it's a great song. Really is
Yes, and I
amazing.
started thinking about it today, I'm like, 37 years ago. Oh my god.
Yeah,
37 years ago, wow.
I know, I know. That was such an epic track,
Yeah.
and that was just an amazing experience to be able to perform that too. I got to perform it for my whole school, which was great with a few other people, and it was just really cool. Mm.
Okay. Hey, before we get to this question, I was going to say, where can my audience find your talk with Shauna on the Fire Up Network? What day and what time normally is it on?
Absolutely. Now, usually I will be on Thursdays. Thursday is usually when the Blaze show will air, and we call it the Fired Up Live show. And the Blaze is usually around 8:30, and usually my show will come maybe an hour before that. So it's usually on Thursdays. That's usually when my stuff airs. And I also too have the show on YouTube, which I post my Talk with Shauna on as well, in case you aren't able to see it on the Fired Up Network and you prefer to see it perhaps on YouTube or that type of thing. And it's at Fired Up Net. So that's the Twitter account. We also have the app, which you can download as well, and you can see the live shows on there. So yeah, like there's a lot going on there, which is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. This question I wanted to ask you, what are some other projects you're working on in music and acting or modeling right now currently?
Yes. Well, I have a few things in the works. Well, of course, I'm always doing music. I'm going to be finishing this album. As I said before, I'm on Micron Records, which is with Sony ATV, which is a great label. And I'm going to be finishing this record. I'll be doing lots more videos this year. I want to do a video for every song. I'm planning on having 10 songs come out on the release. So I'm always doing that. I'm doing modeling shoots all the time as well, and using a lot of those things for promoting my music. And also too, I have a few films in the works that I am going to be filming hopefully in Cancun this year, October. I have one film that should take me there for a month.
You can bring me along.
I know. And so I'm just waiting for like the final go ahead. So fingers crossed there. And so, yeah, and I have another film too that might be happening in Jamaica. So like, I don't know, these films are taking me all over the place right now. So that's in the works as well. And of course, I'll still be doing my Talk with Shonna and my female empowerment movement, The Blaze Show. And there's a lot of other things and music videos this year too. So I've got a lot of stuff going on, but it's all really good stuff.
Okay, and I have your website on my ticker here too, shonnamusic.com.
Yes.
Okay.
You can find some of my songs on there, a lot of different things. And of course, I'll be uploading all of my new material. Of course, my new video, which will be coming out on the 5th for Fresh Start featuring Chaclair. And if you're going to watch the Fired Up Network, I have a big announcement coming mid-July about something that's going to be happening at the end of August. And I'm going to I haven't said anything about it yet. It's very hush hush, but I'm going to be making a big announcement about something that's happening on the show. So if you can tune in, you will get information about that.
Okay. I was just going to play a clip of your video from YouTube, Turn Up the Microphone by Shonna.
Yeah,
is that
absolutely.
Okay, 1 second.
Very cool.
Oops. Can you hear it okay?
I'm not hearing anything.
You can't hear it?
No.
Better listen up.
Oh, there we go.
Be real clear.
Okay.
Your eyes are closed.
That was on me.
There's no
That's okay.
need to be scared if you listen to me. This time, there's no weakness in showing that you can. I'm gonna turn up the microphone, make every moment feel less alone. There's more to me than you see, so open your eyes. I wanna keep on going, whether you like it or not. I'm gonna turn up the microphone, make every moment feel less alone. I don't care whether you like it or not. I don't care whether you like it or not. These words when I speak stay my case, so it seems. Still feel there's something you're just not getting. You looked at me like I was a freak. Letting out how I feel doesn't mean that I'm weak. Your eyes are closed, yeah. There's no need to be scared if you listen to me. This time, there's no weakness in showing that you can. I'm gonna turn up the microphone, make every moment feel less alone. There's more to me than you see, so open your eyes. I wanna keep on going, whether you like it or not. I'm gonna turn up the microphone, make every moment feel less alone. I don't care whether you like it or not. I don't care whether you like it or not.
Tell me you can hear what I gotta say. I know you can hear me out loud and clear. You can't deny it, you know I got it. So don't be hating on me. Don't be hating on me.
I'm gonna turn up the microphone, make every moment feel less alone. There's more to me than you see, so open your eyes. I wanna keep on going, whether you like it or not. I'm gonna turn up the microphone, make every moment feel less alone. I don't care whether you like it or not. I don't care whether you like it or not.
Anyways, that clip before I get shut down here, that clip was courtesy of Shonna Brown's YouTube channel, and I have permission to use that.
Of course you do. Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I know how fussy Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube are with copyright, with music and stuff like that.
Of course. Yes. Yes.
So, how satisfying was that song once you had it released and it came out on social media and digital and stuff like that and CD?
Oh my gosh, amazing. Every time I create a song and record it and it's finished, it's very magical for me. It's always like I can't describe. There's nothing in my life that compares to how amazing it is, and it's just great to see an idea that I've had in my head come to life like that, and being able to share it with everyone. It's just a really great experience. Every time that a new song comes out for me, like I'm sure when this new one comes out, Fresh Start featuring Claire, when it actually comes out and everyone starts listening to it, I will have the same feeling, and I am addicted to that feeling. It is such a great feeling. And it's something that keeps me going in life and just makes me feel like I am fulfilling my purpose. So it's always a great thing.
What I like about the song, it's a catchy song and it's an upbeat song. And I can't wait the next time I have you on to have your Fresh Start song on here as well.
Definitely, absolutely. Well, it will be dropping August 5th, and we're going to be doing a lot of promotion for it on the Fired Up Network as well. And of course, yes, I'll definitely come on. You can see the video. You are definitely going to be one of the first people to see it. That's for sure.
Good. And you're welcome to promote it on my social media
Thank
pages.
you. Absolutely.
Definitely. So,
Awesome.
okay. Are you okay for a couple more minutes?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's the last day of school today, and I'm so excited. Well, I wasn't going to school, but my daughter was, and so we're just really excited. And I'm just taking it easy today and enjoying this time. It's great.
I was going to say, and tomorrow's July 1st, Canada Day.
I
It's like
know.
hard to believe tomorrow's July 1st.
Oh, I know. I know. It really is. It really is. But I think it's going to be a really great weekend. I'm excited. My daughter and I are planning on going to this. There's this a trampoline park that's in Aurelia, and you can jump on the trampolines, and there's water as well. And so, like, you jump from the trampolines into the water, and there's slides, and
Oh, cool.
the adults can go too. And to be honest with you, I'm really excited about it. So, that's going to be our plan for this weekend. So I'm excited about that.
It's not that far of a drive. What, 45 minutes, an hour, maybe?
It's actually an hour and a half, I think.
Half? Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
road trip for sure. But we're in that mood. We're in that mode. We're kind of like, okay, we want to go on an adventure and that kind of thing. So it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be worth it when we go down the slides and
Yeah.
dunk our heads in the water and all of that. So it'll be good.
You'll have to let me know how it goes.
I will. And if it goes well, we'll have to invite you the next time.
Definitely. Hey, by the way, my friend Barry Davis, who used to be with the Blue Jays and Sportsnet, he's now in a band of his own, a Tom Petty tribute band, and he's
Oh.
going to be in Cambridge next Friday, July 8th at Rhythm and Brews in Cambridge on
Oh.
Bishop Street. It's called an 80s night. So I'm going to be going to that in Cambridge next Friday night at 9 o'clock at night. Get to listen to 80s music, Tom Petty, The Police, The Cars. I should have said something to you about that sooner. It's like the tickets are only $10 and it's right in Cambridge, which is like 15 minutes for me. And I'm looking forward to going to an 80s night.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Tom Petty. I love Tom Petty. I always wanted to meet him, and just his songs are so epic. I that would be a great. Maybe I'll be able to swing it. We'll see.
Barry Davis was in sportscasting for many years, and then he just decided he wanted to change, and now he's a car salesman for Georgetown Honda, and he's got a music band, and he loves his music band. And I told Barry, if you come out to Cambridge, I will buy a ticket, and I'm looking forward to that next Friday night at Rhythm and Brews in Cambridge. It's on Bishop Street. It's not that far off the highway, and I'm really looking for it. And I'm a huge fan of 80s music.
Yeah, I love 80s music. I mean, there's so much magic in all the different eras of music. I love 80s music too. I think it was a great time. And I just, I mean, I'll see if I can make it out. It would be really cool if I could make it out.
And that's the same. And that's the same with this podcast. If I never did this podcast, I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met Barry Davis. I would have met a lot of opportunities I've had in the last few months. It's just changed my life, and it's been great. It's not just making contacts on here. I've made a lot of new friendships, and Barry's excited to meet me in person, and I'm looking forward to hearing his band play too.
That's amazing. You know what? You're giving me a huge warm fuzzy right now. Oh my gosh. No, you are, because it's just, that's the power of the connections that you make in this industry. And there's no price to put on that. It's worth more, than any financial amount of money or anything like that. It really is amazing, the connections that you make, and lifelong stuff that you always have, which is great.
That's true. And I was going to say, before we wrap this up, I was going to ask you again, who were some of your favorite musicians, artists, and bands who inspired you to get into the music industry again?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many amazing ones. I've talked to you about Madonna, of course, and I'm not sure if I talked to you about Bjork, but I've always really loved her. She's always been very eclectic, and her voice is amazing, and she's just doing all these amazing things all of the time with her music. Someone who I haven't talked about in a while is Tori Amos, and she was someone that I looked up to a lot growing up, and she just had a huge influence on me, and I just love her to this day. I think she's doing amazing things. She's still rocking. She's still doing her thing. There's a lot of other artists too. Like there's one band called The Verve, which I really love. I like their song Bittersweet Symphony. It's like one of my favorite songs of all time, and their video I love as well, which I haven't mentioned on your show, I don't think, before. There's just so many amazing artists out there, but those are a few that really have shaped me and influenced me a lot in my life. They really have.
I was going to say, as for myself, Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight is my favorite song, even though it's 41 years old. And then Kiss, AC/DC, Metallica, Bob Seger, and the Silver Bullet Band. But I would say Phil Collins because I loved his music. I liked him when he was with Genesis and when he went solo. And In the Air Tonight, when I hear it just brings me back to 1981 again. It brings me back to a simpler time in life.
It's very true. I love that track. Is a great track. It really is. And he was so ahead of his time then, with the electronics that he was using then. And it was before it all exploded the way it did. And yeah, what's amazing is music has so much of a power that it can just bring you back to a moment in time. And there's nothing else like it. It's got such a power. And I just think it's one of those ways that you can communicate with people on such a different level. You can really touch people's lives with what you're doing. And that's what I love a lot about it. I love the most about it, actually, is being able to make people feel things and remember things and
Yes,
all of that.
definitely. I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you planning on going to any concerts this summer in the Toronto area?
I don't really know a whole lot of what's happening concert-wise this summer, but I do. I know, like, the minute I see something that I'm interested in going to, I'm going to jump on it because I miss seeing live music, and I miss, just seeing live shows. I just want to be out there and seeing the music again. I'm not sure what artists are going to be at the CNE, but I would love to see what's happening there. I'm sure there'll be some good acts that will be performing there, and I'd like to take in some artists that I've always wanted to see. When Bjork came to Toronto, I missed that. I wasn't able to see it, and if she was to come back, I would jump at that in a second. There's just so many great artists out there right now that I'd love to see.
I was going to say, and here's something for you. BMO Phil, which is on the site of the old CNE Stadium, they've only had one concert there since they reopened it or rebuilt it in 2007. Phil Collins and Genesis. And that's like, I don't know why they don't try to have a few summer concerts there like they did with the old X, because it seats 30,000 people and it's a nice facility, but maybe it's because the soccer team doesn't want the grass field ripped up. But I don't know. I think it's a great site to have concerts there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once I haven't really had a whole lot of time to look at who's coming out with the shows next, but I know Tori's on tour right now. I've seen her in Toronto, and I loved it when I went to see her. I always try to see the people that have influenced me through my life, and there's so many bands I'd like to see. I haven't seen Coldplay. I have loved to see them live. I think that would be great to see. But I don't really know who's coming into town, but I'm going to be checking it out. I'm sure I'll be seeing someone, and I'll let you know how it goes for sure.
I'd like to see Billy Joe come to Toronto. I was supposed to see him 2 years ago, and it got canceled due to the pandemic. Then last year he played in Buffalo, but I had to get a refund because of the restrictions. So 2 years in a row, I missed out Billy Joe. So that's somebody I really want to see at least once in my life. And I don't know when the last time he came to Toronto was, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know either, but that would be a great show. He's very talented.
Definitely, even at his age, like he's in his 70s and he's still going strong.
There you go. That's amazing.
So,
And also
okay.
for your friend that's doing with the tribute band, like big ups to him for taking advantage and using his fresh start. Like
Good guy. Barry Davis is his name. Good guy. And I
Yeah,
befriended him, and it's hard to believe this guy who was with the Jays and Sportsnet and Fan 590. He's reinvented himself now as a car consultant or sales guy for Honda in Georgetown, and now he's got his own band, the Tom Petty tribute band.
amazing. Gotta love Tom
So,
Petty. I
and
love
my
that the song Last Dance with Mary Jane. I loved the video for that with Kim Basinger. Big fan of that. Yeah.
and one of my other guests and a friend, Scott Cellini in Buffalo, he has a band called the Yacht Fathers, and it's basically a tribute band to the Tom Petty group.
Oh, cool.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing. Gotta
yeah,
love Tom Petty.
yeah, and I was supposed to see him and his band play in Buffalo the last couple years, but because of the restrictions, so I said to Scott, hopefully maybe in July or August they'll be able to come down and finally perform too. So I'm meeting a lot of musicians doing this podcast too as well.
That's amazing. I love that. I know, isn't that
Definitely.
great? It's such a great way to connect with people. It really is.
Definitely. So
And I'm excited about my announcement that I'm going to be making on the Fired Up Network about what I'm going to be doing in August.
okay.
It's something pretty big, and I encourage all of you to check out the show when I do tell everyone what's going to happen. It's going to be pretty epic. So,
Okay.
yeah.
How many shows does Joe have on his network currently? Do you know?
Oh my goodness, he has so many shows. There's so many shows on the network right now. I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head, but there's a lot. There's a lot of people involved with the network. We have a huge following. I mean, I'm talking in the like 15,000s per show. It's just amazing. And it's a great group of people, and I'm really proud to be a part of it. And I've met a lot of great people through being a part of the network, and it's like a family for me. It's an amazing experience, and you would be a great addition to that family. So I would definitely encourage you to talk to Joe again and see if you can get in there too. We'd love to have you.
And give it a shot and see how I like it. And maybe I could still do that once a week and still do my podcast on the side twice. Figure something out with Joe and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure Joe would have no problem with that. Yeah, he's very accommodating that way.
Yeah, I'm still working on building my audience, but it is on audio in 15 countries now, which is kind of nice. And my YouTube channel, I'm over 113 subscribers now. 2 years ago, I had 4, so I've come a little bit of ways from 2 years ago.
Definitely amazing. And it is very difficult to get subscribers on YouTube. It's a very tough. But I mean, even if people are watching you, they don't always subscribe, and that's kind of how it is. But that's an amazing thing, and you are doing amazing things, and you've got a lot of shows under your belt now, and that's just amazing. And I say keep going and just keep pushing, keep doing what you love.
I'm very comfortable behind the camera. And Eric Smith of the Raptors told me when I first started this, I was doing everything on a script. He goes, it's okay to write stuff down, but now I've learned to have a natural conversation with you. And if I need to write something down and ask you or the guests, then I do it. But now I just try to talk to my guests like we're at a concert or we're outside or at a mall or something like that too. Just a natural conversation makes for a better show.
Absolutely, for sure it does. Yeah, it flows really nicely, and just having a nice, cool conversation, and it's all good. Yeah, I can definitely feel that.
Okay, and I'm going to wrap it up with this one. Any advice for those looking to pursue a career in the music industry if they're watching or listening to this podcast right now? And where can my audience again find you on social media and your music and all that and your talk show again?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so anyone that's looking to get into the music industry, I would say figure out why you want to do it. And I would say it's very much a lifestyle that you are going to be living, and so you really have to enjoy every aspect of it. And if you're not thinking about the money side of things, and you're expressing yourself, and you're being an artist, that's really the best way to do it. And if you enjoy doing that and you're not thinking about what the outcome is going to be, like the financial outcome, then really that's probably where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be doing this probably. But and I would just say always work on your craft. Um, Always be working on that. Network a lot. Networking is such an important thing. And I think some of the most important things that have come out of my career and the most exciting have been through the contacts that I've made and through networking. And don't ever stop doing that. And just believe in yourself and keep going, and don't put restrictions on yourself, and don't listen to anyone that tells you that you can't do this, because you are the only one that knows what you're capable of. No one else knows that. And if you know it inside of yourself, then you can do it. And that's the most important person that needs to know that they can do this is you. Everyone else, don't worry about them. They will see with their own eyes when you succeed. And I would just say keep going, and arm yourself with some things as well. Look at the legal side of things. Make sure you get a good lawyer. Learn how to deal with contracts, and just cover yourself that way. Make sure that you have that part covered so that you don't get problems don't come for you. And I would just say keep pushing. Don't give up. Believe in yourself. And you can always contact me anytime if you have any questions.
Okay.
And actually, speaking of where you can contact me, you asked me what my socials were. So you can find me on Facebook at Shonna Songs. Also, my website, shonnamusic.com, and Instagram at Shonna Brown Music 111. And also Shonna Brown on all the other platforms you can find me. And I always like to hear from people if they have any kind of input they want to say to me. I always respond to messages. It is me on the other end. And if you're struggling, or if you're having any issues with anything else, mental health, anything like that, please reach out to me, because I have a lot of different people that I can send you to. And just don't be ashamed of helping yourself, and always reach out to me, because I really do want to help. Also, too, you can find my show on the Fired Up Network, Female Empowerment Movement, which is on Twitter at Fired Up Net, and also the show The Blaze, which is on the same network, and it's every Thursday.
Okay, and your latest song, Fresh Start, is coming out on August 5th, right?
Yes, my single Fresh Start featuring Choclair is coming out on August 5th, as well as a music video. And I just can't wait for all of you to see it and hear it. And it's going to be a great, great time.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, Shauna, it's been almost an hour, but time goes fast with you, because when I guess you're having fun, time goes really quick.
It really does. It does go very fast.
Definitely. But I was going to say, thank you so much for coming on live with CDP today, season 4, episode 2. And we'll have to tune into your show tonight. What, 8 o'clock again?
Yes, tonight at around 8 or 8:30 is when our show should be airing. It's the After Blaze, which is
Okay.
Me and Giselle Lou, and of course Joe this time, and we're talking about a few things about the weekend and some other topics. And I would just encourage everybody to tune into that tonight, and you might get a little bit more information about what the surprise is going to be in the summer that I'm going to be mentioning soon. So I
Okay.
would just everybody check it out. And thank you so much for having me on the show. You're such a great friend, and happy belated birthday again. And
Thank
just
you so
keep
much.
doing what you're doing. Just keep it up. You're doing an amazing job, and I'm a fan. And just keep it up. Good work.
Yeah, I've had a couple other people tell me they're fans of me, and I'm like, really fans of me? And I'm like, it's a really nice feeling that obviously people are enjoying your work, and I guess my show has come a long ways from when I first started.
You have, and you have the passion and the heart for it, and that is the most important part of it all. And so, yeah, I would say just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and we'll definitely, hopefully, we run into you this summer in July or August, maybe, and I'll definitely be coming to Toronto in July at some point.
Yes, we should definitely hook up. Maybe we can do that CN Tower, drink at the top.
But no edge walk, no edge walk.
No, well, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening there.
Okay,
I'm
definitely.
gonna try to convince you.
Yeah. That
Okay.
I have gone up the Arch in St. Louis. I have gone up the Sears Tower in Chicago, and I have gone up the top of the Rock in New York. So I can do it. Just I haven't done the being outside on the edge of a building yet. So
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to convince you. We'll
all
see.
right.
We'll see.
Okay. I was gonna say great guests, great show, and we'll tune in tonight at 8:30 for you. And I want to say thank you so much, Shauna. Really appreciate your friendship and support on here, and definitely would like to have you back again in July or August with your new song coming
It
out.
would be my pleasure, and thank you so much, my friend. Mwah. Happy
Okay.
Canada Day, by the way, too.
Happy Canada Day, Shauna, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're very welcome. Talk
Okay.
soon.
You
Okay.
too. Bye.
Bye.
Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed season 4, episode 2 of my podcast, Live with CDP with Shonna Brown today. And you can also check her out on her website. Just one second. I got so many graphics on here as well. You can check her out on Twitter at Shonna Brown, on Instagram. And also you can check her out on her main website, ShonnaMusic.com, ShonnaMusic.com as well. And she'll be on the Firework Network tonight with her talk show called Talk with Shauna between 8 and 8:30 tonight, and she does a really great job with that show as well. And her next song, Fresh Start with Choclair, will be released on August 5th as well. And before I get going, guys, I'm just going to let you know, let's see, just 2 things I got to do here. The Holiday Inn Express in Niagara Falls, New York, on 10111 Niagara Falls Boulevard. 716-298-4500 is the official hotel of Live with CDP when visiting the Buffalo area. Special thanks, shout out to Bobby and the general manager Tammy St. Clair and Megan and Lorraine and who else? Miguel as well. So good hotel to stay there. It's 20 minutes from downtown Buffalo, and it's 5 minutes from the Niagara Falls Fashion Outlet Mall. So check out Holiday Inn Express on 10111 Niagara Falls Boulevard in Niagara Falls, New York as well. Guys, just to let you know, I have a Canadian Day doubleheader podcast Friday, July 1st at 9 a.m. I'm going to have Matt Derry on from 92.3 The Fan in Cleveland come on, and he's also a longtime Detroit radio personality, and he's the host of the Locked on Lions podcast, a podcast devoted to the Detroit Lions, and also the host of the Pistons pod. And Matt's going to come on. He's going to talk about the Detroit Pistons, whether this team can contend next year in the Eastern Conference, obviously with Cade Cunningham and some of the other guys they got this year, Jaden Ivory and Jaden Duran. They got him as a 13th pick as a center, and Jaden Ivey, the 5th overall pick, came from Purdue. So we're going to talk to Matt a bit about the Pistons, maybe a little bit about the Lions, and a little bit about his Cleveland Guardians. Matt is a lifelong Cleveland Guardians fan. I still want to call them the Cleveland Indians or the Tribe, but the Cleveland Guardians, I'm getting used to that name now as well. So I'm looking forward to having Matt on at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And it'll be live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all my audio platforms. And then at 1 o'clock, I'm going to have my second guest, Freddie Zamaya. He's the head coach of the Toledo Glass City of the Basketball League. He's also a friend of mine. He will come on and talk about the Glass City, about All-Star MVP Chris Darrington, who had an amazing year, their overall first year in the TBL, and how they made it to the 3rd round of the playoffs. And we're going to talk to Freddie about the TBL finals between the Shreveport Mavericks and the Albany Platoons, how he sees that 3-game series, best of 3 series going. I got Albany winning in 3, but we'll see. And looking forward to talking to Freddie about his coaching career, as well as the Glass City and the TBL finals coming up this Saturday, game 1. Saturday, July 1st, Saturday, July 2nd, 8 o'clock, Albany at Shreveport for game 1. And then games 2 and 3, if necessary, will be back in Albany on Wednesday and next Wednesday and Thursday in Albany as well. So that's about it, guys. Just going to put this on here right now. I just put that on. The TBL final starts Saturday, July 2nd at 8 o'clock. Best of threes. And you guys can catch it on TBL TV as well. They do a really good job broadcasting the game. And we're going to talk to Freddie also about the TBL's 10-year partnership with the NBL of Canada as well, starting next year, which is going to be great between the two leagues as well. And that's about it. Let's again, I want to say thank you to my guest, Shonna Brown, her second time coming on my podcast. And really look forward to speaking tomorrow to Matt and Freddie on Live with CDP Canada Day doubleheader special. And also, guys, Live with CDP, the podcast, the audio version is downloaded to Google Podcasts, Anchor FM, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Spotify, Castbox, and LinkedIn as well. And I want to say thank you to everybody watching this on my YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe notification if you already haven't, or hit the likes to my previous podcasts on YouTube as well. And thank you to everyone watching this on Facebook Live and also on my Twitter page at Chris D. Pame as well. So I really appreciate everyone watching on live audio or live on video and on audio after. So that's about it, guys, for tonight. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, Friday, July 1st. Hard to believe. I want to wish everybody in Canada a happy Canada Day holiday. And for my U.S. friends, I want to wish you guys a happy 4th of July Independence Day on Monday in the States as well. So Canada is tomorrow and the States is on Monday as well. So it's hard to believe it's already July coming up. So, all right, guys, that's about it. I'm going to call this a podcast show, season 4, episode 2. So I hope you guys can tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Matt Derry, and then at 1 o'clock with Freddie Zamaya. It should be a great 2 shows of talking sports with Matt and Freddie as well. So I hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for Season 4, Episode 3 of Live with CDP podcast. Have a great night, guys, and we'll see you in the morning. Happy Canada Day and happy Independence Day to my American friends on Monday, July 4th.